What's going on, everyone? Nathan here, playing some more Man vs. Machine in Team Fortress 2, and today I wanted to talk to you about a class that you can play in Man vs. Machine that's really fun to play and is also a great help to your team, and that is the Scout. Now, you have to have kind of a specific loadout to be helpful to your team, but it's just really fun, and like there are some instances where, like, if you don't have an engineer on your team, and people are telling you to play engineer and you do, it's not really that fun. But with Scout, you can have a lot of fun in this game mode and also be a super help to your team, so let's get into it. So what makes a large portion of this class very, very fun is the speed that you can put on the Scout, and it does take a lot of rounds to get all of the money, required to buy all these perks, but basically you're going to be powering up your primary weapon and then your speed. Now, you can use the Scattergun or the Babyface's Blaster is what I would recommend, but if you end up leveling up your speed to its fullest extent while using the Babyface's Blaster with full boost, you have like speed hacks. It is insane. I actually timed myself with two speed perks enabled and full boost on the Babyface's Blaster. I was able to cross the entire map of Coal Town in 10 seconds. I actually timed myself, but that was just amazing. And even with Scattergun, it's still really good. Actually, in terms of the difference of Scattergun to Babyface's Blaster, there isn't that big of a difference in terms of speed, but maybe that little bit of extra speed helps for you if you do choose the Blaster, and maybe you don't jump a lot of Scout, I don't know, but anyway, you want to choose either the Scattergun or the Blaster for your primary, and it's just so much fun with all those speed hacks. So while we're talking about Scout primaries, let me just talk to you guys a little bit about the perks that you should buy for Scout to have the best time possible. And basically what you're going to do is spread out your perks a lot on Scout, unlike a class like Soldier where you want to kind of level up your reload speed really fast. Instead for Scout, you're going to want to spend it on, maybe a speed perk here, like a reload perk here, firing speed perk here, and once again, it will take quite a few rounds to become this fully leveled, power machine Scout, and usually it's the last 2 rounds where you do become this, super force on the Man vs. Machine battlefield. So for your secondary and melee slots for Scout, this is really where helping the team comes in. So for your secondary slot, you're going to want to equip the Mad Milk so that teammates can heal off of enemies that are covered in milk. And then also you can extinguish fires on whether it's on you or your other teammates. But for your melee slot, you're going to want to put the Fan of War, because this is probably the most important of the two secondary versus melee, and that's because you can mini crit targets and designate them for death. Everybody knows the stats of the Fan of War, but it's really good to if a Giga Heavy is coming in, you want to mark him for death as soon as possible so that he's taking mini crits right from the start, and it's just so much easier to take out targets like that. Now in this video, I did do it a couple of times where I know I personally hate the Steel Fist Heavy rounds, so what I do is I let my teammates fire at the Fist Heavies, but then I basically kind of back off, rush in, mark one for death, and then back off, and then wait for them to finish them off. Then you just rush in, mark another one for death, and it worked out really well. Not to mention, guys, that with this class you can actually see spies very, very well, and what I mean by this is that with your super speed you can, watch the battlefield all over, but then with your Mad Milk and your Fan of War, 2 tools in your repertoire make you able to see the spy once he's cloaked, and you can obviously milk him, which will show him once he's cloaked, but then with the Fan of War you can mark him for death so that he's gone right away, and he can also have that skull over his head while he's cloaked so that you can't lose track of him. It is also good to mark medics for death so that they cannot uber their class that they're healing, and one other class that you can go after as this setup, especially with the Fan of War, is you can go after crit soldiers very well. Once they're firing at somebody else, just go up, hit them with the Fan of War so that they're marked for death, and then you simply, back off and keep shooting them while you sort of go in and back off, because usually with the whole timing thing, the crit soldiers are programmed to basically time or shoot at a certain interval, and with that interval you can set a pattern where you actually run in, they fire at you, then you back off, and then the Crockett will do absolutely no damage. Also, speaking of classes that the Scout is good or bad against, one class I would suggest that you guys avoid are Demo Men or Giant Rapid Fire Demo Men, because as luck would have it, I don't know if it's just me, but whenever I'm against a bunch of Demo Men, like, one pipe just takes me out, and they're just firing these things like there's no freaking tomorrow. So I personally stay away from Demo Men, but that's just me, because I have so many bad experiences with those stupid bot Demo Men. One more tip as Scout is make sure to call out all of the bots' movements to your teammates, being you're the fastest class on the battlefield, so you can see everything, and you need to be relaying all that you see to your teammates so that they can, guard the bomb effectively. And also, against tanks, as Scout, I would say that, start firing at the tank when it gets there, just like pretty much everyone else, because usually there's like a 5 or 10 seconds delay between when the tank spawns and then when the other bots come, but usually you want to assign yourself to the bots because it really depends on the round and the map, but usually there are bots with the tank, especially in the later rounds. But like if there are just support classes like snipers and stuff, just as a Scout, just like make sure that you tell your teammates that you're just going to be assigned to bot duty, because against the tank you don't do that much damage. That's for like the heavies and the demos and the soldiers, so it's always best to stick to the small stuff such as snipers, spies, and like pyros. There are a lot of support pyros in tank waves as well. And that will wrap up this video, guys. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you could leave a rating, that would be awesome. But I wanted to talk to you guys about something. In terms of my future videos, like what I'll probably post like 2 days from now or 3 days from now, I'm probably going to be getting more away from Man vs. Machine and probably back to more TF2. But I also did want to make a Let's Play of my Minecraft adventure map I've made. Because actually, I think the spawn was messed up in it, so that people, like, I asked some people, and it turns out that they spawned at the end, which I don't really know how to fix, because I did try to fix it once, and then I put the new link up, and then, yeah, apparently it was still broken, so that people were spawning at the end of it. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what I'll do, and I'll probably be getting more away from Man vs. Machine. And this is because I have told you guys a lot of the tips I have learned from the game mode, and plus it's gotten a little bit stale because I've just played so much of it since its release date. But yeah, so once again, that will pretty much wrap up this video, guys. Thank you all for watching. As I said before, if you could leave a rating, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And as always, if you like TF2, feel free to subscribe because I bring lots of that to my channel. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.